Well, hey, hey everybody. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is To the Heart of the Matter here on Spreaker and iHeartRadio and everywhere else is getting sent now, including Spotify. So I am thrilled that we are spreading out, stretching out. Excuse me for the noise and trying to get the microphone somewhere near my face. All right. This morning, if you were listening, I talked about the Urban Game Changer coming out party in Los Angeles, California, and that we were at two events. Urban Game Changers is an organization, is a black-led, black-run, black-executed organization that's primary focus is the urban community and holding elected officials, unelected officials, and ourselves accountable. And we have done some things. Everybody had done some things in their areas. We have chapters all over the country. If you want to go to urbangamechangers.com, and you'll see we have chapters all over the country. Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Florida, Alaska, Washington, D.C., New York, all over the country, Pennsylvania. And what we've always done is, where we are, in the way that makes the most sense, hold our local officials accountable, especially for what happens in urban America. It's always been my thought that if you can cure the ills of urban America, you can cure the ills of America. Then America works again. All of it. If you can cure the ills of urban America, America works again. The ideal of America works again. The American dream is then still alive in the people that it's supposed to be alive in. All right. And this morning, if you listen to the broadcast I did this morning, I talked about one of the events called Taste of Soul. Taste of Soul is a local street fair put on by the Los Angeles Sentinel, the black newspaper in Los Angeles. And there's a lot of vendors there, food vendors, people selling any number of things. But Urban Game Changers was there, and what we were selling or presenting was ideas. That we have to start looking at things differently. That people need to start looking at things differently. We were going into the Lion's Den, really. But we found out, like I said this morning, we found out that not everybody is a raving lunatic leftist. They're not. There are a lot of people, and I'm not going to say they're conservative, and I'm not going to say they're Republican, but they are, and to use this extremely overused, hackneyed phrase, they are awake. They are woke. They have been looking at things from a non-emotional, even economic way, to say, you know what, there are things that are happening where I live that need correcting, and we need to start concentrating on the correct things. There are truly people who are living in those areas who are looking at things a little differently. They're not so personality driven. They may have voted for Barack Obama in 2008, and maybe even again in 2012. There were even some that voted for Barack Obama in 2008, but did not vote for Barack Obama, left the ballot blank in 2012. Because they learned that just because you have somebody in the White House who looks like you doesn't necessarily translate into your life being any better. We found those people too, and yes, we found the people who said that we should support Maxine Waters regardless, because she's fighting for the people. And when you ask, can you tell me one thing that you have now that you wouldn't have had without Maxine Waters? That's when you get expletive you get expletive Trump, you get expletive, you know what I'm saying? So we really engage the entire spectrum. But that was the Taste of Soul event, and I sort of likened that more to street evangelism. where Politicon was the other event where there were a whole bunch of people there from both sides of the aisle. People who were giving talks and speeches. MSNBC was there in a place called Democracy Hall, they called it, where a lot of people had booths, and our booth was there too. And we did panels and interviews with people, all sorts of people. Sonny Johnson was one of them, all the way to Jesse Lee Peterson. Marco Gonzalez, I think his last name is, who doesn't have any love lost for Jorge Ramos. But again, we were in a lot of places doing a lot of things. Now, again, this morning I talked primarily about Taste of Soul. This evening I want to talk about Politicon. Politicon, like one of my friends said, is this like Comic-Con for the people with the political stripes? And it really is. And I thought it really was, except that people don't dress up in costume. Well, when I got there, I saw people dressed up in costume. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm so sick of the three-pointed hat. I'm so sick of people dressed up. This is a guy dressed up like Abraham Lincoln. There was a 6'4" libertarian in drag. I wish I was lying to you about the 6'4" libertarian in drag. I really, really wish I was, but it's true. Incredible. But that was more like a church service because for the most part, there wasn't as much evangelism. People were walking by booths, getting information. People were walking by booths and stages, listening to speeches, listening to panels. So for the most part, it was a lot more civil. And frankly, it was really more in my wheelhouse in how we were talking to folks. I don't know. I really do better at that, other than going out there and getting into shouting matches with people that, frankly, you're not going to change their opinion anyway. I don't have any problem doing the barking about we have to change how we live and change how we think, because I'm sure that there are people who heard me because I saw their facial reaction, and there are people who maybe undercover on the DL agree with me. But those were the two events. Now, what was important for Urban Game Changers, you can go to urbangamechangers.com. As I sort of unpack all of this, what was important for Urban Game Changers is that we build a team for the folks in Los Angeles. That's our home base, so they can have some worker bees to do stuff, that it wouldn't all fall on the Huszar family, Douglas, Kenneth, and our CEO Shirley, that they need some worker bees out there. And it's tough because it's tough to find center-right worker bees. And this concept is definitely a center-right endeavor. So it's hard to get center-right worker bees to work with someone like our CEO Shirley, who had been since jump Donald Trump supporter, since jump, since there were still 16 Republican candidates other than Trump. Shirley was on the Trump train early and never got off. So it's hard to find center right people who will work with the organization in Los Angeles. It's not hard other places. It's not difficult in Arkansas or Texas or Florida. It's not even difficult in New York or Alaska. California, yeah, it's a challenge. But so Taste of Soul was kind of that, and we actually got a bunch of people to sign up to be sent information. So we're hopeful. We had like 2 pages of people who signed up to get information and their email addresses who we can connect with. So I'm hoping that really works out, that we get half of those people to really engage and become worker bees in the cause where they live. So Politicon, however, was more of a national, how can we put ourselves on a national stage To give you an idea, again, MSNBC was there. The Morning Joe show was there. So we have that level, but right across from us was the people who do PragerU. They were the coolest people in the building. All sorts of people selling stuff, obviously. We had folks selling the Bernie Sanders style "Socialism Sucks" t-shirts, who were offering a message of capitalism and how capitalism has always been how people overcame poverty, is the best way to overcome poverty. There was both sides of the aisles there, and we were able to make some connections with some really good folks who are doing some really good things. So overall, I think that our trip, our last weekend on Saturday and Sunday, went very well. I believe it went extremely, extremely well. I think that we were able to make a dent in Los Angeles, and that we were able to make a splash with some of our panels and some of our discussions and interviews. Some of the people that we got interviewed by, that was very, very important. A shout out to the Hussar family, to Douglas and Kenneth, and Don, Shirley's ex-husband, who was there to help out. Don and I are a lot alike. I like that dude a bunch. And her children, Douglas and Kenneth, and of course Shirley, who this is her brainchild and her heartthrob, this Urban Game Changers. So thanks, big shout out to them. Great job. A lot of moving pieces, a lot of strong, divergent personalities on the team. Shout out to my Urban Game Changers team, Philip, who's in Texas, T. West, who's in Arkansas, Kim Mack, who's running for Congress as a write-in candidate in Pennsylvania, Bobby also from Texas, from Houston, I think, and our friend Lauren from Northern California, who was awesome, and again Douglas and Kenneth, who are in Los Angeles. Douglas, the middle child of the Hussar boys, took really good care of me, made sure that I didn't have to walk too far, respected me as an older person. I was the oldest person in the team. Holy crap. I'm the oldest person in the team. And he said it's kind of and he mentioned to me, which was really funny, which I thought, well, you know what, I wasn't offended. I was pleased. He thought that it was pretty amazing that I was still, that at my age, that I was involved in tech, that I was involved in media, especially podcast and all the social media things, as a guy who in a couple of years in a year and a half or so is going to be 60. I sort of gave my history. It was, it was sort of how it was going to be. But in any case, I think that the events went well. I think our participation in the events was stellar. We all wore the uniform, and the uniform was the black pants and the t-shirts. I did not have black shoes. As a matter of fact, and Shirley, if you're listening to this, I threw away my black shoes like 3 or 4 weeks ago, because I had some inflammation in my left foot. Because older people have that kind of crap that we have to deal with. And because those shoes were old, my wife threw them away because they sort of made my foot sideways and exacerbated the problem. And I went and bought new shoes, and my new shoes are gray. But because I thought I might do walking, I wore my sneakers instead. Yes, I still call them sneakers. And in the South, we call them tennis shoes, whether you're playing tennis or not. But in any case, we were all in uniform, black shoes, black pants, and our black T-shirt with the Urban Game Changers logo on the left breast and on the back. People were asking questions: what is Urban Game Changers? What is Urban Game Changers? So we got a chance to interface with a lot of people at both events, at both Politicon and Taste of Soul, and that's what we were there. We were there to spread some brand awareness, and we were able to do that. And I think we did that in an honorable and an informative manner and method. So successful trip. Now we're going to find out exactly how successful, if we're effective, in the coming weeks. It's one of those things that we have to look at and say, well, we did what we came there to do. How effective were we at it? So we'll see. We will see in a few weeks exactly how successful we were. My belief is that we were very successful, and we're going to reap great benefits from this through participation and through finances and getting donations and being able to do more. Because the idea is that we need to not just save up for the national events, but be able to do the very same sort of, especially street evangelism, that we did in LA, all around the country, in Houston and Dallas and in Tampa and Miami and New York, and in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Newark, New Jersey, Chicago, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? The only place I don't think I want to go and do street evangelism is in Anchorage, Alaska. I think I'm going to let people who are on that side, or in the northern states, go up there and do that street evangelism. Except for maybe just a couple of days in their summer, when the temperature gives above 70. Maybe I'll go to Alaska, but be able to do a lot. Feel me? Of the street evangelism, and have people know that Urban Game Changers is not just some internet thing, but a real live thing with real live people doing real live stuff. So I'm thrilled. Again, thank you to Shirley Hussar, Douglas, Kenneth, and Don, who did all the muscle work. Shirley did all the logistics of making sure who was where, when, who was coming in on what flight, taking this bus, getting them there. I mean, the logistics and moving parts. Making sure that we were all in the same hotel, and we weren't in a hotel. We were actually in a place called 1010 Wilshire. That we were all in the same place, and we all got to the thing, all our events on time. A lot of moving parts. And I hope that she's getting some rest this week. Except she's not. She's in an event in Texas this week. So again, thank you so much, Shirley, for all you've done, all you did to help me get there and take care of me while I was there. Listen, if you've not heard of Urban Game Changers before, go to urbangamechangers.com. urbangamechangers.com. Sign up. Sign up to get our newsletter. And whatever state you're in, if there is an executive director, their information is there. If you're in one of the states where we already have chapters, if you love what we do and you want to know more about it, to the point where even you're thinking about becoming an executive director and starting a chapter of Urban Game Changers where you live, if you happen to be not be in one of the states there's already a chapter, let us know. The more the merrier. Our goal is to have a chapter in every single state. We've already got Alaska. We need Hawaii. As 49, make sure we have 49 and 50. What we don't have is New Jersey, which is 3, which is where I'm from. But we do have the ones that I named. Let's see, Pennsylvania, New York, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Florida, Alaska, California, Washington, D.C. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of opportunity. Lots and lots of opportunity. So the more chapters we can have, the more effective we can be. Again, my belief is that once we can fix what ails urban America, we can fix we can fix what ails America. I'm hoping somebody in Michigan stands up. I think there's a chapter coming in the Michigan area. If not, and you want to step up, if you're in Michigan, if you're in Wisconsin, you want to step up, go to the website, let us know. Let us know how we can help. Because we're ready. We've had our coming out party. The world knows we're here. And the world knows we're not going anywhere. We're not one of these organizations that pops up during election time, and then after the election is over, you don't see them again. Shirley Shirley was her brainchild, and Shirley and I started working on this, golly, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and for a while it was just us two. Urban Game Changers was an idea, you know what, a heart project that was just us, it was just her and I. And now a lot of people are on board, and we're very, very excited about it. And the things that we've been able to do have been phenomenal. So again, I'm looking forward to having more people step on board, and so we can actually again do good things for good people, because that's what it's really all about. All right, listen, we got to get out of here, make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourselves. We'll see you when we see you.